This is another podcast from Alpha Business Media. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really embarking on quite a significant exploration.
We are indeed.
It's all about the future of IT skills in Nepal. Okay, let's unpack this. Our sources are pointing towards something experts are calling the golden triangle of technology.
And he's right, the golden triangle. It sounds a bit dramatic, maybe.
A little, but I think it fits. Our goal here is to, cut through the noise, give you a direct path to understanding the most in-demand specializations.
And crucially, where to actually get the relevant education.
Exactly. And what it all means for career opportunities, specifically in Nepal, looking ahead from 2025 to 2027.
Quite exciting, actually.
We'll be connecting these huge global trends to some surprising local opportunities popping up right there in the Nepali tech scene.
And it really is dynamic. When we talk about global shifts, Nepal is uniquely positioned, not just to adapt, but potentially to innovate within this wave.
Especially when you see how interconnected these skills are becoming.
That's the key part, the interconnectedness.
Right. And it's not just about, impressive numbers, though. We'll get to those.
Yeah.
Let's unpack why these three are so linked, this golden triangle.
Mm-hmm.
We're deep in the fourth industrial revolution, right? And at its core, you've got artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and cybersecurity.
The big three.
They're not just buzzwords anymore. They are the pillars, really, of modern digital infrastructure. And the global growth forecasts, well, they're staggering.
They certainly are. I mean, just to put it in perspective, cloud computing, the bedrock for all this.
Yeah.
It's projected to hit somewhere between $1.24 trillion and $1.4 trillion by 2027.
Trillion, with a T.
With a T.
Yeah.
It's, bigger than the entire economy of many countries. And growing at a EGR that's compound annual growth rate of maybe 17-18%. It's huge.
Wow. Okay, so that's the foundation. But
Yeah.
then there's AI. Our sources are calling it the tech theme of the decade.
And for good reason.
The market there is estimated somewhere between $225 billion and nearly $1 trillion by 2027.
Yeah.
That's explosive.
It really is like a gold rush, but with algorithms.
Right. Instead of picks and shovels. And with all this digital activity, you need protection.
Which brings us to cybersecurity. Also expanding rapidly, expected to reach, $266 billion to $300 billion globally by 2027.
Incredible numbers across the board. But okay, why the golden triangle? Why not just three separate booming sectors? What's the deep connection?
Well, they just don't exist in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
They're deeply intertwined, you see. AI, for instance, needs vast, scalable computing power.
To train those complex models.
Exactly. And only cloud platforms can really provide that kind of power on demand.
Okay, that makes sense.
But then when you move all that critical data and your applications to the cloud to support the AI,
You open yourself up to risk.
precisely, you expand the potential attack surface significantly.
Yeah.
So robust cybersecurity becomes, well, it's not optional anymore. It's absolutely necessary.
For operations, for trust, everything.
Everything. So the core insight here is that success in one area is almost impossible without competence, or at least a good understanding of the other two. A specialist who masters one, say AI, but also understands cloud and security implications, they become exponentially more valuable.
That's a really clear explanation. So that's the global picture. But how does this translate specifically to Nepal? What's unique there?
Right, because context matters.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Our sources point out that the Nepali government, they've already flagged digital economy development as a key priority.
That's a crucial signal.
And within the tech community there's this real buzz, this active discussion about creating homegrown SaaS unicorn companies.
Software as a service businesses valued over $1 billion. That's ambitious.
It really is, and it shows a shift, doesn't it? Moving beyond simple outsourcing towards developing their own global products.
Absolutely. It's a sign of growing confidence and capability.
So it seems clear, looking at 2025 to 2027, professionals with these golden triangle skills, they're going to be the ones driving Nepal's IT sector.
They'll be the most sought-after assets in the job market, no question. The global wave is already hitting Nepal's shores. This isn't just a forecast. It's happening now. Companies are hiring.
Okay, so let's get specific then. How is this triangle actually showing up in Nepal? Where are these skills in action?
Well, if we look at AI and data first, Nepal is becoming quite a prominent player, surprisingly quickly, perhaps.
Really?
Yes. You got companies like Fuse Machines Nepal. They're not just hiring, they're actively pushing the boundaries, deploying AI in local sectors.
So taking it from theory to actual business solutions in Kathmandu.
Exactly that. Creating roles for ML engineers, data scientists who want to see their code make a difference locally.
What about other players? I've heard of Cloud Factory. How do they fit in, especially with data labeling?
Cloud Factory is critical. They provide solutions for data labeling and annotation.
But you need to train the AI models.
Absolutely fundamental for training those complex models that Fuse machines might deploy. So they create lots of opportunities for data scientists, annotators.
Interesting link.
And we can't forget Deerwalk, now part of Deerhold. They've really built a major center for healthcare data analytics.
Healthcare IT, that's a huge global market too, isn't it?
Massive. Projected global CAGR around 14.7% to 17.5%. So companies like Deerwalk and also Cotiviti and medical informatics show Nepal has carved out a real niche.
Creating specific roles like AML engineer, data scientist.
Data analysts too. High-value roles in a growing sector.
So AI is driving things, but it's also creating this huge need for security, which brings us to cybersecurity. Nepal seems pretty mature here.
It really does. A great example is LogPoint Nepal. This isn't just a local sales office.
Huh.
No, it's a major international developer of SIAM solutions, that's security information and event management. Their Nepalese office is a key global development hub.
Wow, that speaks volumes about the local expertise.
It absolutely does. And beyond LogPoint, you've got specialized local firms. Think BizServe IT, Vero Technology, Cynical Technology.
Offering things like penetration testing, consulting.
Exactly. Showing growing local capability in protecting digital assets. And this is so crucial for Nepal's booming fintech sector.
Right, led by companies like F1 Soft International, the people behind eSewa, PhonePe.
Yes. Every single digital payment, every transaction needs meticulous protection. This local need connects directly to the global cybersecurity outsourcing boom.
Because there's a worldwide shortage of skills.
Huge shortage, and threats are getting more sophisticated all the time. So this opens a massive opportunity for Nepal to become a global provider of these cybersecurity services.
Okay, so AI, cybersecurity. What about the foundation? Cloud computing.
The essential platform, you're right. Cloud skills are basically becoming non-negotiable for most IT professionals now.
Are there local providers too?
Yes, companies within Nepal like ADEX International and Cloud Himalaya, they operate Nepal's first Tier 4 data center.
Tier 4, that's the highest standard, right, for reliability.
Top of the line. Virtually guarantees continuous operation. They specialize in providing these cloud solutions locally.
And just looking at job boards, you see a constant demand for DevOps engineers, cloud architects.
Steady demand, yes. These roles are crucial for building and maintaining those digital foundations.
And that demand is only going to grow.
Set to grow, absolutely.
Yeah.
The global trend is towards multi-cloud and hybrid strategies. Companies using AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud.
The big players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Nepalese professionals skilled in these specific platforms, they'll be highly sought after, not just in Nepal, but internationally too.
So summing up this section, Nepal isn't just a general outsourcer anymore.
No, it's moving beyond that. Developing these high-value clusters in fintech, healthcare tech, cybersecurity, that's a real competitive advantage.
Specialization.
Deep expertise in specific niches. So the most valuable skills, they'll be at the intersection. Think AI and fintech or cloud security for healthcare data.
That's a key takeaway for anyone planning their career. Find that intersection. But that does bring us to a big challenge. We hear about it all the time, the gap. The gap between academic knowledge and the practical skills industry needs now.
It's a perennial issue, isn't it?
How do we bridge it? Is the education system failing, or is it more complicated?
It's definitely more complicated. Industry groups like the CAN, Federation Computer Association of Nepal, they're very aware of this.
How did I say?
They're calling for things like finishing schools, places to give graduates those specific in-demand skills employers need on day one.
Because university grads have the theory, but aren't always project ready.
Often, yes. They have a good theoretical base,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe not the hands-on experience with the latest tools. And look, this isn't just a Nepal problem.
No.
There's a global shortage of cloud and cybersecurity pros. The tech just evolves so fast. New tools, new platforms in AI and cloud pop up every few months.
So a 4-year degree just can't possibly keep up with every single tool.
It's physically impossible.
Yeah.
So it's not really a failure of education, more a natural consequence of tech moving at, well, warp speed, faster than academic cycles.
Okay, that reframes it a bit.
Exactly. And this is where those agile training centers really shine. They can launch a new course on, say, AWS DevOps or advanced cybersecurity in weeks.
Responding directly to what the market needs right now.
Precisely. So the solution seems to be this collaborative, dual-track ecosystem. Universities provide the solid theoretical foundation,
The why.
the why, and the core principles. And then specialized training centers provide the relevant practical skills and certifications, the how, with today's tools.
So the best strategy for someone starting out isn't university or a training center.
It's university and a training center. That combination is powerful.
That's incredibly practical. So let's get even more practical. Where can people actually go to get these skills in Nepal right now? Let's start with the universities.
Okay. A strong university foundation is still key for a long-term tech career. You've got Kathmandu University, KU. They're really a pioneer in AI education there.
They launched the first AI undergrad program.
That's right, the B-Tech in artificial intelligence. The curriculum hits all three parts of the Golden Triangle: AI, ML, deep learning, cloud, cybersecurity.
And they focus on projects and internships.
Strong emphasis on both. So great for someone aiming specifically at AI and data science.
Then there's Triphuvan University, TU, much wider reach, right?
Much wider. Their Bachelor of Computer Engineering is available in many colleges, gives a broad, solid foundation. Key subjects like AI, networks, security, databases.
Plus electives like data mining, a versatile base.
Very versatile.
Yeah.
Pokhara University, PU, offers BE Computer, BE Software, BE IT. They tend to focus strongly on software development and practical application.
So quick summary: KU for specialized AI focus, TU for broad engineering foundation, PU for software development focus.
That's a good way to think about it, yeah. Depends on your initial interest.
Okay, universities lay the foundation. But for those quick, practical skills, the certifications, Kathmandu has a whole ecosystem of training centers, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's vibrant. And these places are acting like launchpads, really, taking grads and giving them the cutting-edge tools employers need now.
So for AI and data science,
You've got places like Agile Institute, Broadway Infosys, offering courses like Python with AI, data science, and ML.
and cloud computing. You mentioned Tech Access earlier.
Yeah, Tech Access highlights that they're the only institute in Nepal, apparently, offering a DevOps course with really deep AWS integration.
That's specific.
It is. And IT Security Nepal covers Microsoft Azure, like the AZ-104 certification prep.
And cybersecurity seems like a really strong area for these centers.
It definitely is. IT Security Nepal offers a whole range: ethical hacking, CEH, CCSP, CompTIA certs, globally recognized stuff.
And Labby IT training.
Labby is an EC Council accredited center. So they prepare you for CEH, CISSP, CompTIA Security, plus again, industry standard certifications. Broadway Infosys also does advanced cybersecurity.
What's crucial, too, is that many centers like MindRisers and Tech Access, they partner with IT companies, right, for jobs and internships.
Yes, and that's huge. It directly tackles that industry gap we talked about. It helps move people from learning to actually earning much faster.
Okay, that's a great overview of the options. So, armed with all this, how do you actually build a career? Let's map out a strategy for 2025-2027 for students, for pros, even for businesses and government.
Sounds good. For students and beginners, I'd strongly recommend building what's called a T-shaped competency.
T-shaped, explain that.
Okay, so the vertical bar of the T is your broad, solid foundation. That usually comes from university. The fundamentals.
Yeah.
The horizontal bar of the T, that's this deep practical knowledge in one or two narrow but really popular specializations. That's what you typically get from the training centers.
Breadth and depth.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is theory without practice is, well, it's kind of dead in this field. But also, a specialist who only knows one tool risks becoming obsolete when that tool changes.
So the combination is key. Makes you adaptable and immediately useful.
Precisely. Makes you resilient.
So concrete advice for students. 1, combine education. Don't just stop at the degree. Add a cert or two. Like TU Computer Engineering plus a CCNA Security from LABA.
Perfect example. 2, build a portfolio. Get involved in projects, do your own stuff, put your code on GitHub. That's your best resume, truly.
Show, don't just tell.
Exactly. And 3, get involved in the community. Follow discussions online, Reddit, wherever. Attend CAN Federation events like CAN Infotech, network, learn.
Okay, what about people already working, professionals?
For them, the mantra is continuous learning. It's not optional anymore, it's a necessity. The World Economic Forum estimates, 39% of key job skills will change by 2030?
Almost 40%. That's huge.
A massive shift. So professionals need to deliberately upskill. Look at the golden triangle: AI, cloud, cyber. Where are your gaps?
Focus on those areas where talent shortages are biggest.
Definitely. Use flexible learning. Online courses, flexible hours from centers like IT Training Nepal make it possible to study while working.
And specialize, right? Don't try to boil the ocean.
Don't go deep in an area that connects to your current job. If you're in banking, look at AI and fintech or cybersecurity for financial services. Become indispensable.
Makes sense. Now, stepping back, for Nepal as a whole to really seize this IT opportunity, it needs a coordinated effort, doesn't it? Businesses, government.
Absolutely vital. And industry groups like CAN Federation and NASIT, Nepal Association for Software and IT Services Companies, they're already putting forward clear proposals.
What are some key actions they're suggesting?
Well, first, formally recognize IT as a priority sector. Give it real incentives. Tax breaks, for instance, CAN proposed a 15-year corporate tax exemption.
Wow, that's significant.
It is. Also, easier access to credit, export financing, things that help businesses grow.
What about education and local markets?
Encourage public-private partnerships. In education, universities and companies working together on internships, curriculum, and promote Made in Nepal.
How?
By having government agencies prioritize local companies for IT contracts. Build that domestic market first.
Like a foundation.
Exactly. And finally, they suggest creating an IT promotion board, something like the tourism board, but focused on branding and promoting Nepal's IT sector globally, attracting investment.
That seems like a comprehensive plan.
It addresses several key areas.
So, wrapping up, this demand for AI, cloud, cybersecurity skills, it's not just a trend, is it?
No, it's a deep, long-term structural shift in the global economy. And for Nepal, it really is a historic window of opportunity.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, Nepal seems to have the ingredients right.
It really does. Growing demand, local and global. Emerging expertise in key niches. A diversified education system blending theory and practice. Active industry associations pushing things forward.
The ambitions are huge. CAN Federation talking about 1.5 million jobs and NPR 30 trillion in IT exports by 2035.
It sounds audacious, maybe. But you know what? With collective effort from everyone, individuals, businesses, government, it's achievable.
It really feels like it. For you listening, for businesses, for the whole nation, this golden triangle isn't just about tech skills, it's an opportunity.
The chance to build a prosperous, sustainable, and globally competitive digital economy.
So what does this all mean for you? Think about it. How could mastering just one piece of this golden triangle, especially where it meets a specific industry, totally redefine your career?
And contribute to Nepal's digital future at the same time.
The future isn't something that just happens. It's built. It's already here, waiting to be created. What will you build?